Okay, let's go. Hi, my name is Logan. I'd like to talk to you today about our retailer integration platform called Omnivore, award-winning, as you can see there. First of all, I'd like to give you an idea of the environment we are working in. So we have retail is currently about $250 billion per year of sales in Australia, and about $15 billion of that is online, but that's going to grow to $30 billion by 2020, so it's a very large market. Currently there's about 44,000 retailers online of all different shapes and sizes, and with the new platforms that have been coming out, like Magento, Shopify and BigCommerce, the actual barrier to entry to get online and trading has dropped all the way through the floor. But regardless of whether you're a 150-year-old business in the high street or you're a new guy literally just starting up in a basement, you've all got the same problem. So on the left-hand side there, you've got the retailers, and they've got thousands of products, and they've got all of the sales ability, but they're looking for customers. On the other side of the divide, you've got marketplaces with millions or tens of millions of shoppers, and in between there is this massive air gap. So how do you connect the products with the actual shoppers? Now you can do this by point-to-point solutions. So you could, for example, decide to integrate with eBay, and it would take you 6 weeks. Then Google, TradeMe, Capture the Day, blah, blah, blah. By the time you've got part of your multi-channel strategy in place, you're probably taking about 6 months to do it. You've employed 3 people full-time, and that's a large cost to your business. So how does the ROI stack up? Well, because this is usually a new thing for you, you don't really understand how your product's going to survive in that marketplace, whether they're even going to get bought. So therefore, the ROI itself becomes a very tricky thing for you to sort out. So how do you bridge that gap in a way that isn't going to, kill your career as the CIO or the CMO? Use something like Omnivore. So what we do is we sit in the cloud in between the two sides, and instead of integrating to everybody point to point, you integrate to us once. So rather than taking 6 months for you to get all your channels together, it may take you 2 weeks or even a few days to integrate to Omnivore, and then we push all your products up to wherever you want them to go, and then we inject all the orders back into your back-end systems. And because we've done this now for hundreds of retailers, we've seen pretty much everything there's to see. So if it's XML, if it's FTP, we've actually got a plug-and-play architecture underneath that allows us to put these channels together very, very quickly. And that's our key strength compared to our competitors, in the fact that rather than spending $10,000 and taking 3 months to do something, we can do something in literally a few $1,000s, and in some cases an hour and a half. So it really does change the game. So this is a fact sheet about us. We started out 3.5 years ago integrating one retailer. It took me 3.5 months on my own. We now integrate 50 retailers on average a month, and in about 2 hours per retailer for the SMB market. We now have about 1.2 million products, most of which are updated in sub-hour, which means that we have real-time inventory across a very large product set. And with click and collect and in-store purchases, we even know where these products are, in which shop, wherever in Australia. And because of all of this, we are now, I think, one of the largest, if not the largest, retailer integration platform in Australia from a standing start of 3 years. And where do we go from here? So 44,000 retailers, we have 1% share of that, but as you can see, it's a massive market left to go in Australia, 1.1%, hardly any penetration at all in there. So we're going to expand in that way. On the other side, we also have a number of very strong partnerships with the local marketplaces and also with the e-commerce platforms. And so we're solving a fundamental problem for both of them, which is getting products from A in front of a customer at B, which means that we can go out in partnership with these people and then try and bring in other retailers and then other market streams. And as a natural progression of that, we then end up with opportunities to go into the UK, into the US, and into CA, because the people we're dealing with are also international players. And how do we get our money? It's a fairly simple thing. $49.95 per month, or 1% of sales. So it's a very easy thing to try and sell. We currently are used by 1/3 of the top 50 retailers in Australia. There's a few of them up there. So in conclusion, I'd like to say we have solved the problem of the gap between sellers and products. We've proven that we can do this in Australia, and as far as we can see, this capability is universally applicable.
Thank
Cheers.
you, Ivan.